Let me just share my screen and show you something cool that I have been working on recently. I'm trying to now do with this is, so we have a lot of data in the company which is spread out in a lot of sources in a lot of different areas.
Welcome everyone. I'm Sathy, and today we have an exciting guest. He's going to share a screen and walk us through some of the tools, some of the really cool tools that he's built in the last couple of months. And he's a practicing product manager, and he's been using AI tools for quite some time now. So let's jump in. This is No-Fluff, Just Builds. Anmol, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anmol, before we get to the demos, tell us a bit about yourself and what got you down this path of building AI tools.
Okay, so I am a practicing product manager and I have approximately 7.5-ish years of experience. And I've been working in AI companies since I think AI was cool. Before even ChatGPT came, I was working for an AI company, which I started working in 2020. And then I recently switched to another AI company, which is Link Whisper, where again we do internal SEO based linking all by AI. So yeah, I've always been working in AI companies, so I've always been interested in how the system works, and I've been a part of this system. And recently, when not recently, of course, when ChatGPT came in, that was where we started using it regularly in our daily workflows. But back then, it was just typing emails, writing jokes, or whatever. But one of the first products that I saw being built with AI was actually very funny, which was an AI pickup line generator, which was one of the tools which I was very intrigued with. And I actually tried to build a tool like that, and I tried to, of course, not a pickup line generator. I tried to build a joke generator which will give you a daily joke with ChatGPT. And this was when, of course, we did not have Claude, we did not have any other tool. Like it was I think 22ish when GPT-3 was there. And of course, then I had been actively using tools like ChatGPT, then came in Perplexity, and recently I've shifted to Claude, where now I get to build full end-to-end workflows, where I get to actually work like a developer without actually being one. And that's where I'm at. And there's a lot of learning curve that goes in every day. I don't really come from a tech background, but there's a lot of learning curve that I'm still doing, and that there are a lot of videos that I watch. There are a lot of things that I'm reading, articles that I'm reading. And yeah, that's pretty much about me.
That's great. Interesting. Okay. So let's do this. Let's jump right in. So I think one of the first tools that you want to talk about is Superbase and how you use it for web migration. Can you walk us through that?
Yeah, definitely. Let me just share my screen and show you something cool that I have been working on recently. I'm trying to now do with this is, so we have a lot of data in the company which is spread out in a lot of sources in a lot of different areas. You have Google Analytics, you have your own internal database plugins which are there, which are capturing a lot of different data. And we have our support system which is running, which is capturing its own data, like the support queries that are coming in. So what I want to do now is bring all of this data into just one panel, which you see right in front of it.
Okay.
Then, of course, this is not the actual data. This is something which I'm still trying to create. Like this is something which I'm still trying to play around with.
Okay.
So over here, you'll see a lot of different data being
What
captured.
kind?
So this would be your support data.
Okay.
We will also have some telemetry data from the product that is coming in. And the support data can include, what do you call it?
Customer tickets,
The,
complaints.
the customer tickets that are coming in, the complaints that they are raising, how much time it's taking for our team to get back to them,
Right.
what type of issues are actually recurring, which can help us optimize better for the product.
Got it.
So this is just the starting point in this, the Superbase. And now what I want to do is I'll use the Superbase API, and I'm trying to build something with Lovable over here. You can
Okay.
see my screen, right? So what we'll try to do, what we are trying to do in this is,
Okay.
so all the Superbase data will actually come into this dashboard, which I'm actually designing with Lovable over here.
Okay, so
So
if I can take a step back,
yeah,
so what are we designing? We have all the customer complaints that you've gathered as a product manager. So what do
yeah.
you do with this? Are you trying to build a dashboard of sorts? What is the end product?
So I am majorly trying to build a very intelligent system over here, like it
Mm.
says support intelligence.
Okay.
So what usually happens is, because the data now with Superbase, it'll all come from different sources into one data,
Right.
into a place. And now what will happen is I will be using Claude, actually, the Claude's API into it. And what I'll be doing over here is I'll be actually putting the data, analyzing it with the AI over there. I would be maybe using Haiku or a Sonnet over there. I'll be then categorizing the data into different buckets. So let's say if we have like 500 tickets that come in into the system every month. So what the model will do is it'll smartly, based on the context, it'll put it into one of the 5 or 6 buckets, that okay, this is a bug, this is something, maybe a customer would want a refund, maybe a customer is praising the plugin, or maybe it's a spam. Okay, so it will identify and it'll put it into very different into different buckets. What will then happen is we'll be able to identify when that type of bug is coming or when that type of issue is being pointed out. And then we can actually assess on the basis of that okay, if this issue is coming in every day, or if this type of issue is coming in after we have pushed an update. So it will help us to do an RCA, as well as, like you see in front of you, you can actually also see how many tickets are coming in, the volume, that is the ticket volume that is happening over time. Average first response is how efficient are our support agents, like how efficient is our support team, that after the email, how quickly is the support team actually able to reach out to them. Average resolution time, of course this is all dummy data right now. And what it will do is it will have insights like this on the top that you see:
Hmm.
2 new alerts detected today, 14 sites at the risk of churning. So maybe they would have written something into their email where AI is detected. So the categories which I was telling you about, so billing, bug report, setup help, integration, and all of that you can see right here. And you can also see some of the tickets here, and you can click on them and you can read those tickets
Hmm.
here itself. So you actually won't have to go to a particular tool to do that. Okay, now a lot of people can actually say that why are you not just using your SaaS tool which you have taken for the support and all of that?
Hmm.
Because majorly now this is just one part of it. So like I told you, on Superbase we have data coming in from different sources. So now what the next step that I'll take is I'll actually link this to telemetry data.
Okay.
That if Anmoll has emailed the company, I'm not able to export this type of data. I can actually see what Anmoll was doing before he raised the ticket.
Right.
Okay, with the whole telemetry data, which is right here, I can actually see how many people are using which particular feature, and then maybe I can link it with support. Okay, and then what will happen is the whole RCA comes in, that why this particular insight is there, that let's say 14 sites at the risk of churning. Why haven't generated any telemetry data in past 30 days?
Right.
And how much revenue risk are we at? $4,200 a year. Why? Because we also have revenue data coming into the system.
Hmm.
So we can have these type of insights and RCS. Billing tickets are up 45% this week. A potential payment gateway issues, because payments are also not getting processed. So it'll link 2 or 3 different types of data points into creating one particular insight, which will just save a lot of time for a product manager, for a CEO, for maybe a support executive, for even a developer, that because they have pushed an update, the bugs have increased or support tickets have increased because of this.
So this
So yeah,
going back to your build versus buy argument, right? So this is why you're
yeah,
saying you're able to customize all this based on your organizational needs, and you're able to do
yes,
all this, which you cannot do in a standard product.
yes. So yeah, that's one of the things that we are trying to actually do. And this usually is one of the issues that is there in startups, that you have a lot of places where you're capturing the data. You have a lot of things that you want to build,
Right.
but you have very less time to validate an idea as a product manager because you have to go out very fast. And that's where these type of automations, these type of tools would come in really handy.
Just a quick one. So what tool did you use to build that interface for the dashboard? Can you maybe walk us through
Yeah.
with a simple prompt and how you were able to, connect these two interfaces?
Yes. The main tool that I've used for the UI is Lovable
Mm.
over here. So I actually have like a very big prompt. It's like a PRD. It's like a modern PRD. It even includes the color schemes that I want.
Okay.
Of course, I haven't written all of it myself. I've just given the basic insights to Claude and I told it to just because Claude knows me very well now. So it just generated an entire, very big prompt and it'll keep going. And then I just gave it to Lovable and yeah, this is where it ends. Yeah. So then I just gave it to Lovable and Lovable actually has a plan mode, which is amazingly helpful. So I
Hmm.
just went on to the plan mode. I saw what it will now create. You can actually see what it will create. You can plan with it that, okay, are you doing the thought process that Lovable is running at? Is it okay? Or do you need to edit that? And you can actually edit that. And once all is good between you and Lovable, and you can just click approve and it starts designing the thing.
Okay. Okay. And
Yeah.
how are you connecting this to Superbase?
So what I usually do now, how I link it with Superbase is I actually can do it from here, but I won't. So
Okay.
what I'll do is I'll push this code to my GitHub and then I will connect. So my Claude code is right now connected to my GitHub.
Hmm.
And then because I don't really come from a tech background, so I'll just ask Claude how to link it with my Superbase. And then Claude will ask me for two types of keys, the primary keys. And then once I give those out, it'll automatically do it for me in that case. And then the dashboard should be up and running. And then I'll deploy it using an app like Versal.
Fantastic. And this is the output that you got, right?
Yeah, yeah. So this is something that I'll get once it's deployed with actual data.
Yeah, with actionables, lots of insights. I think this is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So Anmol, you had told me something interesting that you built with Perplexity, and
Mhm.
this was your personal project.
Yes, yes.
Tell us a bit more about that because I thought that was super interesting.
Okay. So majorly I've built like two things that I wanted. Actually, I love traveling. And uh as a PM, actually, you have a lot of things that keep running on your mind, and there are so many developments that are happening in the world of AI, in the world of business, in the world of finance. There's a war going on. There are so many things happening. So the second part of it is I have to be updated every day. So what I did with Perplexity, I tried to build around these two interests that I have, and I tried to build a daily notifier or a daily briefing system with Perplexity, which one gives me a daily brief around what's happening right now in the world, what's happening in the world of business, what's happening in the world of product, a little bit of learning here and there. And then the second part of it is the travel part where it actually scans the web. It gives me what are the best flight deals that are running. How can I optimize those travel plans with my credit cards? And yeah, that's majorly what I've tried to do for myself. If you want, I can actually show it to you.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'd love to see what you built.
Okay. So it's actually pretty simple for anyone to do it.
We'll have to
Uh,
zoom in.
Yeah. So what majorly how do you start is so you there's okay. So how do you start is you first go into your account.
Hmm.
Over here you see notifications. So here you see create a schedule search. I'm not sure if it's available in the free plan. I'm running a pro, but you get a pro with your
This is
Airtel.
this is Claude paid plan.
No, there's perplexity.
Perplexity, I'm sorry, this is Perplexity paid plan. Actually,
Yeah,
I'm not able to read anything at all.
let me. So this is Perplexity Pro, which you can anyway get for free with your Airtel plans. If anyone's on Airtel, they can get it for
Right.
free.
So you went to notifications.
Yeah. So over here in the notifications, you see create a schedule search. So
Hmm.
you already have some pre created templates right here, like a news digest. You click on it, you see what type of instructions. So this is like a prompt,
Mm,
not like a prompt. This is actually a prompt that you tell it that, okay, I want this particular thing every morning. So let's say if you're interested in business, you can change this breaking news and major developments to maybe business. Or if you're interested in politics, you can do it for politics. If you want what's happening in the latest entertainment world, you can do that. Let
mm,
me just show you mine, what I do over here. So this is my prompt actually. So you have a limit to how many characters you can have into this. Let me just show you how much is the limit. Yeah. So you can actually just have 2000 characters. So the prompt should not exceed that. So what I've tried to do is I gave all my requirements. I wrote all of these requirements over here. Like this is what I want. So one of the things that's there is that I told it that, okay, it should be a 4 to 6 minute read, because who reads a 10-minute big morning brief? So 4 to 6 minutes. I don't really do politics, so I just told it no politics unless it's market relevant. Financial analyst tone for the market. So when you're explaining me or when there's a financial news or financial update that is there, just talk to me like a financial analyst.
mm,
And when you are giving me a product based thing, so a tutor tone, that you're teaching me that this is what's happening now in the market and this is what you should know. Okay. And sharp observer for the business, maybe. Okay. So how it starts majorly is you have your markets, macros, what's happening, Nifty, Sensex, Nasdaq, and I have given it the top coins that actually I am invested in. So
mm,
I've just asked it that, okay, if you can give me updates on what's happening on a day-to-day basis on that,
mm,
and have like a multi-week trend in place. So this is majorly about the finance, and end with a contrarian view and an analyst note that whatever you see over here, of course, I won't ask this for financial advice.
mm,
So I just told it to analyze all the signals that you just gave me and add an analyst note at the bottom. That based on everything, how would an analyst see it? Which is very cool. Okay. What the second part of this is a product and AI concepts. Explain it like I'm a 5 year old, because there's so much happening that you actually have to be pretty updated on a day-to-day basis.
mm,
So it will pick some of the best newsletters. It will then give me like a 4 to 5 sentence tutor style explanation. Key thing will have like a key takeaway. It'll also have like a term of the day that you can learn. It will have, and it'll vary from a PM, strategy, finance terms. So you actually get updated. It'll give me something that I would want to post on LinkedIn if I would want to use it, which is okay. And then this one I love. I actually added it recently, a build idea. So every day, based on what's happening in the market, it'll give me a build idea for a product that if it could exist in the market,
mm,
sky's the limit. So why not? And then it'll give me some startup news, business news, some tech and infra ecosystem based. And then what it'll also do is I have my inbox connected. So I have my Gmail connected, my Google
mm,
Drive, my GitHub and Notion connected right here. So it will, on a day-to-day basis, it'll read my every morning. It reads my inbox,
mm.
and then it tells me that, okay, these are the emails that you need to reply to, some FYIs, some newsletter, good reads, and then it'll also explain me any newsletters which I've received.
Right.
So this is majorly one of the prompts which is, and one of the workflows which is running on a daily basis, and I love it, and I've been actually
What does
reading
the
more.
end product look like? Can you show us one of your notifications that
Yes.
you get?
Yes, I will. So over here, let me just go to my spaces. Here you see daily briefing. So all of the daily briefings get saved right here. So let me just show you what I got today. So it starts with a really nice quote. We can just skip that.
Mm,
So here it is. Like it starts with markets. This is what's up, what's happening in the markets right now. My crypto basket, how Bitcoin is doing. So
mm,
it's down from 71, 299 to now this. Now the analyst note, contrarian view, that rare signal, Amazon at 2008. How was it? And then what's happening? Then you have your product AI concepts, which it's explaining to me like I'm a 5 year old. Imagine you built a Lego making machine and you put it in a toy store. So
mm.
see, it'll
Yeah.
explain it to me like a 5 year old.
Yeah.
So Apple recently kicked a vibe coding app from their app store, which I got to know in the morning. So Yeah, Claude Code plus Paperclip versus OpenClaw. So this is another thing which I was exploring in the morning.
Hmm.
So I was watching a lot of videos about this in the morning. Personal, which we spoke about, Notion, Custom Agent Camp, key takeaway, term of the day, vibe coding, LinkedIn hook, which if I would want to use it, I can, but
Hmm.
I don't. So this is the idea of the day. Agent readiness audit for product teams. That if your team is actually ready to use an AI agent, that's one tech infra ecosystem, and this is my how my email looks like.
Very detailed, right? Like, I mean, it covers a lot of things.
And this is less than a 2000 character prompt. Yeah, that's what I actually created all of it. Then I told Perplexity only to just shrink it to less than 2000 characters.
You should definitely share this prompt with the listeners.
Yeah,
I'm sure they'd be interested.
definitely. Definitely. Let me just send it to you right after this one, and maybe we can send this one out.
Got it. You
And you can edit
also
it
talked
out.
about the price alert for the flight tickets.
Yeah, so this is the favorite thing that runs every morning. So put up in Delhi. So you are my Delhi travel
Ah,
deals agent.
nice.
Okay, which will give me the best flights to, let's say, I have put in some locations that I am interested in. So this has automatically used their airport codes, whatever is the word for it. Okay, so it has used those. So Goa, I think Guwahati, uh, whatever. In international, it would be Colombo, Singapore,
Right.
Hanoi, Sydney, Melbourne. Yeah, so all of those. And I've given it my dates when, so of course, from April till December and 3 to 10 day, because 3 days for domestic and 10, 12 days for international. And preferably weekend friendly because we all work. Economy with one stop or less than one stop and sensible routing. So I'm okay with one stops. So flight deals. Majorly, what I've done is I have classified it into different buckets.
Mhm.
That just show me if the flight is having like a 50 to 20% off. It falls under 20 to 30%, 30 to 40%,
Mm.
and above 40%. So it'll actually, I'll show it to you. So it actually would show me flights which are above 40%. And yeah, then I have given it that, okay, these are the two cards that I have. I have an Infinia and I have one Atlas.
Mm.
So it will actually show me that how I can use my points for that particular trip. So if I want to optimize it for cards or points, yeah, this one I added recently, events and festivals. Sometimes when you don't actually have any flight which has a lot of discount that's going on, but you still want to be updated with what actually is happening in a particular region. So it will show you events and festivals into that particular region and some fun facts about India, some fun facts about the world. Like daily there's a new fun fact that comes in about India.
Mhm.
So I'm also updated on the travel. And then every morning 8:30 I get it on my email.
Really
So
cool.
I'll show you how the output looks like. Let me just go back. Spaces, travel and flights. So let's just see what I got in the morning. Maybe if anyone wants to check that out. So see, Delhi to Colombo. Yeah, CMB is Colombo. So Delhi to Colombo today it's 20,000 round trip flight. It's 20 to 25,000. So it's a 20% discount only. Delhi to Singapore 22,000 round trip. Usually 22 to 28,000.
Right.
20%. And then it's telling me how can I use my credit card points, events that are happening. So there's a world class festival in
Mm.
Gurugram that might be happening,
Mm.
international film festival in Delhi that's happening, and fun facts about India, fun facts about the world. Singapore is one of the rare destination where award miles and cash fares often diverge sharply because the route is heavily competitive. Very cool. Any fun fact can come in. So yeah, this is one of the things which is very cool.
Right.
So it will also show that there are no deals for a day or something.
Okay, that's really cool. Okay, thanks for sharing that, Anmol. So, NotebookLM is one of these tools that people hear about but aren't sure how to actually use. So, can you show us how is that you're using NotebookLM in your day-to-day, workflow?
Yeah, definitely. So I think Notebook LM is one of the underrated tools that's right now there in the market.
Mm.
It's one of the best tools for people who are actually who actually, and because there's so much content nowadays that it gets really hard to consume all of it all at once. So Notebook LM is one of the tools which I use to actually streamline a lot of the learning that I do myself. Is it's a Google based service where of course you can create your own notebooks, you can have your learning, what do you call it, you can have your learning resources in this, you can have any type of things that you actually are interested in, you can feed to it, and then it can teach it to you, it can break it down for you, it can do a lot of things. We can also have a look at this. So see, I have like so many notebooks that I'm running in parallel.
Mhm.
So one of the things that I was actually learning was how Netflix AI personalization works, and so how Netflix is able to actually give us the best of the suggestions, some interview tips that can be there, some of the company stuff, some of the finance stuff. But this is the latest one that I'm using. So these are all different types of notebooks, and think of these as the things that you actually have in your notebook. So over here, I have like all of these YouTube videos that I want to watch, but they are pretty long videos or even a PDF that's there.
Mhm.
Okay. And these are by very like different creators, which are amazing with all of these AI tools, which are talking about these or which are pretty updated. Okay. So over here, what I usually do is, so I have all of these resources. I actually just go in, I add a resource. Okay. I click on, because maybe let's say it's a YouTube video. So I'll show you. So I have so many YouTube videos right now also open in my browser. So this is maybe, let's just see which one is this. This is 1 hour 21 minutes, which I've started watching and I'm at just 15 minutes. And there's another one which is 1 hour 6 minutes.
Mhm.
So I'll show you. So the Claude code setup, no one shows you. So what I'll do is so this is by Akash Gupta. So
Mhm.
what I'll do is I'll just copy this. I will paste the URL right here. And what it will do is, so right here you'll see that, okay, it's scanning. Okay. And it's here. The Claude code secrets for PMs. Was it this one? Yeah, I have so many. Yeah, I think this is the one. Okay. So, and it's here now. So what I can actually do is, okay, I can just select this. Please explain me the video. Okay. And it'll do its thing. It'll transcribe the video and then it'll come up with the insights. So see, here it goes. So
Mhm.
it'll transcribe the video and then it will use Gemini models to come up with, of course, a script for this or like a teaching insight for it. So over here, okay, it did it pretty quickly. So see, context management and sub agents, it's being talked about. Building and utilizing skills, asking users the questions. So that video, which was 1 hour 6 minutes, I just extracted it in what, 2 minutes, less
Yeah.
than 2 minutes,
Yeah.
and I can just read this and I don't have to watch a 1 hour 6 minute video anymore. And what I can also do is I can have multiple sources. So over here you see I can select all the sources, teach me everything, which is a very bad prompt, but just randomly teach me everything.
Okay.
So what it'll do is it'll connect all of these videos and then come up with a description that, okay, this is what's being talked about in pretty much everything. Over here, while it does that, you can have your mind maps, you can have your flashcards, you can create a short video out of a long video. One of the things which I was doing, so AI evals is one of the things that's there. So there was a video which was again 1 hour 30 minutes. So I just created a short video which is still 7.5 minutes, but I don't have to again do a 1 hour 30 minute thing. And it will include all the insights that are there in that long form video.
Mhm.
See, there it is. So all the videos would be talking about different things and it just compiled it for me. And if I just read the whole thing, I won't have to watch the video. But again, I do it one by one because sometimes it can miss something which is important or which you would want to know about.
Yeah.
So it can miss that. So you can question it. You can see it'll also suggest you. How do subagents help manage cloud code context limits, which I don't know about. Let's just see. So that's pretty interesting. So I am using Notebook LM very actively.
Mhm.
So this can be helpful for the companies who have a lot of data with them, who
Yeah.
have um, let's say a lot of different PRDs. So if a new PM is joining, they can just all the PRDs can be here and he or she, whomever is the new joiner, can just prompt it and ask about any of the PRDs that exist, can ask about the features that are there. Sub agents manage context limits by isolating heavy token intensive tasks away from your main chat session. Cool. Yeah, we can read about it, and that's a new learning that's there.
This
So
looks like a
every day
great
I try
tool.
to.
This looks like a great tool for knowledge management, right? Or
Yes, 100%. A lovely tool which I try to use once every day. Okay. And here it is. And then I have linked it with my Claude, but that's just something for another day. But yeah.
okay, interesting, fantastic. So, Anmol, you had also mentioned about Stitch, right? So, what are some use cases around Stitch? How are you using it? Can you walk us through that?
Yes. Stitch is another Google based AI tool that's there. So if people are aware of how Figma works or maybe even how Lovable is, so Stitch is a similar tool which is used for creating different designs, majorly UI UX, and it works with a prompt, which is amazing. You can create your entire app screens, website screens,
Mm.
and create an entire flow with just a prompt. So I'll show you something. So I'll show you one of the projects, personal projects that I've been working on.
Oh, cool.
Okay. So this is one of the projects that I was working on. So over here is my PRD. Okay. So what I did was I just gave it my PRD and it created a design of that PRD. Okay. So yeah, majorly what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build an AI powered group trip coordinator application. So yeah, talking about Stitch, majorly, see, I just gave it a PRD,
Hmm.
okay, for the AI powered group trip coordinator, a random idea which just came in. And what I was trying to build was that, okay, traveling is so hard with a group because there are so many factors that are involved when you're traveling with your friends, with your family.
Hmm.
How can we simplify that? And how to have all of it in one place where you actually don't have to go outside your everyday routine. Okay, so a lot of people use 20 different apps, which they actually don't have to. No, they have to, but it's pretty difficult to manage a lot of things for a lot of people. So that's why I was trying to build something where everything can get managed. This is what I did was I just gave it like a PRD. And that's it. It created, you'll see the entire flow of, so you can plan your itinerary, you can have your friends ask that, okay, are you joining the trip? Maybe not this time. Destination poll, all of the things right here. Hey, Squad and Chalo, your AI travel coordinator. Anmol wants to plan a beach trip in April for 10,000 rupees. Are you in? Tap below to join. Join, maybe not this time. And I just gave it a prompt. It also gave me like a design system, which designers take a lot of time actually to finalize.
Right.
And I feel that's something which gets a little simpler with this. You can see your travel concierge right here. You can speak, you can ask, you can do a lot of things. And what it does is, I'm not sure if you can see the prompt, but this is the whole big um, prompt that it the output prompt that it gave me. I'm not sure.
Mm.
You'll have to cut this one.
It's
There's no such
it's it's not
output prompt.
visible, but you'll have to send the prompt.
Yeah. So the thing is, yeah, so this is one of the outputs that it gave me. Okay. That
Mm.
okay, this is what I will design. And then of course it tells you based on my PRD that this is something which is missing. Let's just do it right now. How would you like to proceed? We could look at bill splitting during the trip and the settlement flow. I'll just copy this, okay? Or maybe see it has suggestions right here. Design the bill splitting flow and show the UPI settlement screen. I'll just click on this. Over here, I can select the model also, Gemini 3 Flash, 3.1, or maybe if I want to redesign something. I just clicked on it, let it be 3 Flash so it'll be quicker.
Mhm.
Here it says designing,
Hmm.
okay?
Yeah.
So let's just wait for it to design. See, I'll design the bill splitting flow for the Telegram bot. This will include two screens, group chat. Let's see how quickly it's able to do that. And this is an amazing tool. Okay, see, it's here. Okay. So this is an amazing tool for product managers if you are not very comfortable with tools like Figma. Although
Okay.
Figma also now has Figma Make, but again, you'll have to prompt a lot, you'll have to do a lot of things, and this is actually free.
Right.
You don't have to pay for Stitch. So it's running free right now.
Amazing.
So you can do a lot of things that you have an idea you want to try and test it. See over here, and it'll use the same design system. Okay, so you see the colors are the same, you see everything stays the same. Okay.
It's interesting that the app has also taken a screenshot of the bill and it has added that in the chat window, right? To show you how it looks for reference.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So see, it'll show you that okay, Goa trip expense or Goa dinner expense, added Goa dinner expense, 2844 total, split 6 ways, which should be 474. And then it'll also show you the running totals, that highest debt, which is the wrong word, but still highest debt, your status, and what's happening. You can click on view full balance. You can also do it like this. This is another way. You can
Mhm.
take a picture, and so all of this was mentioned in my PRD and my prompt, that this
Ah,
is what's up.
very
And
cool.
yeah, this is how it does it. It's an amazing tool. So for the people who actually don't want to pay for Lovable, they can switch to Stitch, and an amazing tool.
This to me looks like a great tool even for marketeers because if you realize now there is a big dependency for marketeers on design teams, right? For them to design
Yeah,
the landing pages, the what do you call this? The wireframes, or even the creatives for running ads. This
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like it takes away all of that dependency from designers altogether for marketing teams, product teams, right? Or even for sales team for that matter, right? If a sales let's say if a sales manager wants to send out they need support with sales enablement, right? I
Hmm.
think this looks like an ideal tool that all the sales folks must be using on their day to day life.
Yeah, that's actually something which is there. I think every department can be a super department,
Yeah.
or they can do a lot of things. I'll tell you one fun fact. In our company, we actually don't have designers.
Wow.
We
Okay.
don't have designers in our company.
Okay.
It's the product manager who is doing the designing. It's the
Mhm.
product manager, of course. You do the PRD, then you do the designing with this, and then you can do a bare bones prototype also with Claude, or maybe I'm right now using Lovable. And
Mhm.
then you give it to your developer for final touches. Because again, this is for internal tools, it works flawlessly. This, you actually don't need a developer to create internal tools, but when you're shipping something which is mass market, you
Mhm.
want someone to actually just vet it completely, and that it's all done. So yeah, that's how actually we are trying to operate now.
Mhm.
And yeah,
Right. So, Anmol, thanks for sharing all of these tools, right? I have a quick question. So, a lot of product managers use a lot of tools, right? In today's world, thanks to AI, they're experimenting with so many different tools. But how can all of these make product managers less productive, right? So, what are the traps that people fall into from your experience?
I think it's an amazing insight that's there. So I feel one of the things and the main trap that's there is being fascinated by all of these AI tools, because there's every day a new tool that's coming into the
Yeah,
market.
the shiny object, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The new shiny object that's coming into the market,
Mm.
and getting attracted to it, and then maybe spending a lot of time onto that tool, and then realizing it did not even fit your workflow. Okay, so that's one of the main things that's there, that you keep switching between tools, and you keep switching the context, you keep switching that, okay, today I'll do this, today I'll use this, and in the end you actually are not able to use the tool that you were using even better, like as well as you should be. Okay, so let's say if today you are using Chat GPT, tomorrow you'll move everything to Claude, day after you'll want to use Gemini, which is okay, like all of these tools operate in the same way. Then day after tomorrow, there's a thing called OpenClaw, then you'll want to see what OpenClaw is. So all of this discovery is okay. Again, you should discover everything, but then you should not actually uproot everything, that okay, now I'll just stop everything, and then I'll move everything to now OpenClaw.
Yep.
So maybe that will be helpful. Then if you are using a tool like Stitch now, and tomorrow anything new comes in, then what you will do is you'll just discard everything that you were doing with Stitch, and now you'll move everything to the new tool. So that also takes in a lot of time, because these AI models build a lot of context about who you are. So they become smarter over time for you, and they become more personalized to you. So now Claude knows what type of PRDs I write. So even if, let's say, I'm making a mistake, Claude will correct it. But if I were to now move everything to, let's say, Gemini or any new tool, okay, so they'll say you are right. So whatever you've given is right, because that's what the models do, that you are right. So and they'll just generate a very beautiful output of it, and then they'll it'll be done. So
Yeah.
all that tiny mistake will still be there.
Okay.
That okay, this is the format. So Claude knows it, that okay, if this so if it's teaching me a concept, or if it's telling me about a particular thing, it'll know what how it has to teach me or tell me.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where I'm at. That switching between tools is a problem,
Yeah.
and which is a waste of time. You should stick to one tool that you are using, or the tool suite that you're using. Like my suite looks like Claude for pretty much everything that's there, Gemini for images, now Stitch for the whole UI, and Superbase for data,
Yeah.
and Vercel for deploying anything that's there. So my suite looks like this. So now if I have to change anything,
Mm-hmm.
that will be a product trade-off that I will have to look at. That if I want to switch from, let's say, now Lovable to Stitch,
Right.
what are the factors? Am I paying too much money to Lovable? And can I do the same thing with Stitch, or maybe better, or the Stitch integration is much better with my tools, or something like that. So I
Mm-hmm.
look into different factors, and I'll then assess if I have to move everything. And it's yeah, so that's the whole, that takes a lot of time, and that may be a waste of time for a lot of people.
Saying to an extent, it is good to use some of your existing tools to continue using that. Every time you change it, there is a cost associated with it,
100%, 100%.
not
Yeah.
just in terms of cost, but also the time and effort that goes into it. So, quick rapid fire questions. So, one AI tool that you couldn't live without as a PM.
So now it's Claude. I don't see my day without Claude.
Okay.
So
All right. So, the most overrated AI tool in a PM stack right now.
I'm not sure if I have any overrated tool in my stack. So I don't know if there's any AI overrated tool that might be there.
Okay. Okay. Best prompt that you have written in the last month, and what was it for?
So I wrote a prompt to write me prompts,
Okay.
which is something which I love. So I don't have to actually write prompts anymore. So I just give it to like a prompt creator, and I tell it to write, like, so it knows how to write a prompt,
Okay.
and then it writes a prompt for me.
Nice. Interesting. Uh,
Yeah.
okay. So, how long does it take to build one of these tools from scratch?
So sometimes it takes a couple of hours to a couple of days, depending on what you're creating. So a tool like that support dashboard you want, but yeah, it should not take more than 2 or 3 hours to build a tool like the support dashboard.
Got it. One thing that PM should automate that they're still doing manually.
Writing PRDs,
Okay. Your favorite AI use case that has nothing to do with your work.
the flight checker, I think that's the favorite one.
Okay.
Yeah, it does pretty much. The only interest that I have outside of product is the travel part, and
Okay.
that does it for me.
Nice. Real nice.
And now AI has just changed how we think anyway.
A product that you really admire as a product manager.
I'll still have to say Claude. I absolutely love Claude, and I think that's the one.
Lots of love for Claude. Nice.
Yeah,
Okay. So, Anmol, this has been such a practical and genuinely useful session. I think
same here.
everyone's walking away with something they can build this week, right? So, before we wrap up, where can people follow your work or find you online?
And they can just follow me on LinkedIn.
Thank you so much for being here and opening up, the hood for all these tools. I think this was super cool.
Thank you.
So we'll give away all of these prompts. So you'll find this in the link below. You can at least try one of these this week and let us know how it goes. It will see you in the next one. Thanks, Anmol.
Thank you.